We've had an incredible time sailing the Chesapeake Bay, but it's time to head south with the weather getting colder. After several days of experiencing gale-force winds, we seized the opportunity of a weather window to pick up anchor. We planned to sail around Cape Hatteras, known as the graveyard of the Atlantic. Why such a grim name? Well, numerous shipwrecks have occurred there, due to the collision of cold water from the Labrador Current with warm waters of the Gulf Stream just offshore. We enjoyed a leisurely sail down to Norfolk. Just outside of Norfolk, we rechecked the weather. Unfortunately, the weather had changed drastically. Even our friends who had paid for a weather forecast were caught off guard. A low-pressure system had formed and was moving in quickly. This isn't unusual for this time of the year, but its rapid formation forced us to alter our plans. As if a last-minute change in plans wasn't stressful enough, we almost got hit by a freighter plowing along outside of the channel. Freighters don't always remain in the channel as they should, and contacting them on the radio can often be futile. Since we were already on the southeastern side of the bay, we decided to anchor near Cape Charles for the night before turning into Norfolk to sail down the Cut. Outside of Cape Charles, southeastern side of Chesapeake Bay, there's all these World War II ships. There's 2 rows of them. They form like a barrier. You gotta be very careful. There's a lot of stakes in the water. It's beautiful. There's beach. It's supposed to be a very nice beach in the summertime. And there's more stakes that you have to be careful. We are at the Great Bridge Lock, and there were 4 sailboats ahead of us that all went through Gilmerton Bridge with us. They were ahead of us, and there was southbound traffic, and I guess no northbound traffic. Oh, which were very nicely said for us to go ahead of them, and then the lock operator said all the sailboats tie up on the starboard side, which has nice fenders, and then he told all the motorboats to pull up on the port side. They had to put up their own fenders. They're all going to fit to the lock. I guess there was no northbound traffic. There's 4 trawlers. One of them is 101 foot. And we're all going ahead of the towboat. Very nice Captain Richard. It's a beautiful day. And this is the only lock on the Virginia Cup. The Great Bridge Lock, trawler, small tug, trawler, sailboat, and then we were the 4 sailboats, so we had to go up on the port side, which doesn't have nice fenders. We had to put ours out, and the trawler in front of us, and 101 foot yacht. We're at the end of your line. The Virginia Cut is much broader than the Dismal Swamp, revealing many captivating spots to anchor for the night. The next day, we pulled into Coinjock Marina at the perfect moment, after the previous day's boats departed, but before the current day's arrivals. We were excited to stretch our legs after being on the boat for several days, as we had to stop to fill up with diesel, recharging for the adventure ahead. Coinjock Marina. Going south, there was a portside tie-up just past the restaurant. People in the restaurant are just getting ready for lunch. 10:30, they're doing their stuff. The guy from the marine store saw us. He came out, helped us tied up midship, then on the bow because there's a current coming through. Pretty dead, good timing, being 10:30. Everyone's left for the day. The afternoon crowd hasn't come in yet. And it's a beautiful spot. Walk the dog, stretch your feet. They have a store. They have laundry facilities if you're going to stay overnight. Food smells good, but I'll just grab something at the convenience store. In front of the marina, this is looking south at Coinjock, the restaurant. They have garbage, power, ship store, ice, filling up with diesel. Now we're for a nice walk. We're anchored in Alligator River, just north of the bridge. Just entered the Alligator River, Pungo River Canal. So peaceful. Looking for wildlife, trawlers, 2 sailboats behind us. Gorgeous day, 70 degrees. Alright, so much going for a boat. Winds came from the northeast, not the southeast, and they continue. So after 2 hours of sailing, we had the motor and just the sails. We had to call it. Weather window doesn't look like we're going to be able to go down to Florida for a few days. We decided to hang out here. It's near Oriental. We're going to provision there. But this is a very uncrowded, peaceful, protected spot. Now, we're walking along the road to Piggly Wiggly in Oriental. They normally have a courtesy van that will pick you up and drop you off. But when I called today, the guy wasn't going to be in until 1, and winds are picking up this afternoon. So I'm walking to Piggly Wiggly and hoping to get the courtesy van on the way back. Just a mile walk. There is a sidewalk for about a third of the way, and then an okay shoulder. I'm glad I went to the store earlier in the day. On our sail back to the anchorage, it started getting pretty rough. Oh, should I mention Dave had problems with the dinghy motor getting swamped and almost couldn't pick me up at the dinghy pier? Okay, it's rainy and crappy outside and we're waiting for a weather window. But as you can tell, it's nice and warm inside. Why? Because in addition to cleaning, working on the next video, I'm making some soup, butternut squash. Hence the spot, and makes the boat nice and cozy. A weather window to sail down to St. Augustine, Florida finally arrived. It had been so long that we heard sailboats were backed out into the ICW outside of Beaufort. But from Oriental, the traffic wasn't bad. When we left the Beaufort Inlet, it was beautiful sailing. Night 1, 2:15 a.m. Dave woke me up at 12:45. Winds were supposed to pick up at 2 o'clock and picked up earlier, so we turned up the engine. And then I had the 2 a.m. shift and he got out of bed at 2:15 to reach in general in because we were just flying and feeling. And we're reefed in and seats are going through G's now, but we're making good progress. And I think this is the first time we've been sailing at night. The engine's off. I'm going up in 15 minutes to check on the progress. One boat was ahead of us and he was gone. One boat passed us and another one was coming up behind us. But we're happy with the pace that we're making. We're doing it 4.5. We were doing 6 knots earlier. That night, we found ourselves navigating around the Cape Fear Shoals. A shoal is a shallow, sandy area, and as you can see from this map, the region extends quite a bit into the Atlantic Ocean. Unfortunately, a front hit us overnight, and for the next 18 hours, we were rocking back and forth. It was the first time I got sick on the boat. The mast swayed from port to starboard and back again, but thankfully Dave was able to sail us into the Myrtle Beach inlet. We waited out the front by Bird Island and then took a short trip down the Intercoastal Waterway to explore the town of Myrtle Beach and refuel. When a 24-hour weather window opened, we sailed on to Hilton Head. First night shift on our trip from Myrtle Beach. It's half moon. Woo! Big waves. Wing on wing, downwind for most of the day. We left at 7:30 this morning. At 7 knots. And the wind is coming from, oh wow, to 10 knots. Little lady. Next night, maybe the Friday. And so much better. Dave took this fantastic picture of two bald eagles right outside our boat while we were anchored at Hilton Head. We're leaving at 2 in the morning. We're here at Hilton Head, and we're leaving for the first time in the middle of the night because it's very important that we get into St. Augustine in daylight. The current is ripping there, and we want to make sure we get there in daylight while the dock hands are on the dock to help us, because the current can get really crazy. Though we are trying to hope to get there at flat tide. So 2 in the morning, leaving Hilton Head on the way to St. Augustine. It's been 3 weeks since we tried to get from the Chesapeake Deltaville down to St. Augustine. Missing Thanksgiving, but we're very thankful for everything we had. We had a 36-hour window where we can have good seas, good wind, and smooth sailing. So amazing. What a difference some wind and waves can have on your sail. Happy Thanksgiving. We finally arrived in St. Augustine, just in time for slack tide. We provisioned, did lots of laundry, and enjoyed the holiday lights. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like and subscribe buttons. If you click the bell button, you'll be notified the next time we upload a video, which will be soon, I promise.